Okay. All right, Craig. So tell me a little bit about your experience with Powertrain over the last months, years, how long you've been here, and you can speak to me.
Okay. Well, I was invited to come to Powertrain by Dave to bring my soccer players in, kind of get some workout. But I wanted to test it myself first to see before I took it to them. And I came in as a 40-year-old professional athlete playing soccer in the professional soccer arena league. I wanted to see what it was like, so I came in and took a chance, had a few workout, loved it. Me personally, I hoped I had that before. I wish I did, maybe like 20 years ago. My 40-year-old body now would have been at least like 35 years old. So it turned out very good for me, so I encouraged my school athletes, my club athletes, and even friends that I know that play soccer to come on in and try it out, and they loved it. And I know a lot about weight training from just working out myself, but for me, I stuck to soccer, and I wanted someone who knew about developing the body for the game to actually work with the athletes to kind of give them what they actually needed.
You said it worked out really well for you. What do you mean by that? What happened when you got here?
It was strange how the training kind of focused on different body parts that I never even knew that I could work. And that kind of gave me an advantage when I went back and started playing professional soccer again. Just the few months of training that I had, I can feel the difference in my body. I can feel the difference in my legs, my muscles, speed.
Great. And you're a coach now, and you a minute ago just said you wish you had started earlier. So you understand how much effect it's had on you. So tell me how you are now bringing your kids here as well, your athletes.
Correct. I am
Because,
coaching
and
now.
tell me why.
I am coaching now, and yes, because I noticed the advantage it for me, I encourage my high school kids to come in, and I can actually see the difference with the few high school kids that I have coming here. I can tell the difference with their performance versus some of the other kids, where you can tell that they react differently to certain things. The injuries are less for them. The way they take care of the body, the way they treat themselves, it's very different than the other guys who haven't been here yet, who haven't taken a chance to come in.
And when they walk in the door, tell me how the program is individualized for them. They're not just like among a big group of football players or, baseball players or
And
whatever.
that's one of the things I love about them coming here. I have kids who different body structure, and the programs are actually individualized for them. And when I spoke to the gents at Powertrain, that's one of the things that they told me, that the programs are just particularly individualized for who their persons are, not just an overall program. And I have kids who are smaller in body size, who are bigger, but because they focus on the individual itself, they develop certain body parts, certain body groups that's necessary for that particular child.
And is it the same thing every single day, day in and day out, or do things change?
From my experience, it's not the same at all, because I've been in the gym back and forth, and when you're going by yourself, you're doing the same things over and over. You try to vary it here and there, but when I've been here and I've come here and watched the kids work out, the workout that they get, as simple as it is, it's so effective, but yet there's always a change, and it's always hitting a different body part. You're always getting the different results out of it.
What specific results are you getting for your kids? You said you've seen improvements, but what improvements have you seen? Speed, performance?
Definitely speed, strength.
So say the results that I've seen from my kids coming to Powertrain are?
All right, the results that kids that I've seen coming to Powertrain are the speed, the agility, and the strength, no matter what their body sizes are.
Good.
If you could just say that, just backing up, that you're a coach, you were looking for a leading provider of performance training, and why you selected
I think
Powertrain.
also in position against school weight rooms. I've seen school weight rooms, there's one person for 40, 50, and 100 kids, and I know they're not getting individual attention, especially, and that's why I want my kids coming here. So we can sort of say something against high school weight rooms.
Yeah.
And then we could also say something about, and I know, I've given my kids programs to do at home, and they never do them at home how they should. Here, there's somebody with you all the time. So
Okay.
those 2 points, why in school is not good and why at home is not good.
Okay. So as a coach, sure you're still on. As a coach, you were looking for individualized programs and something to enhance their performance, basically. So So tell me that. Tell me you are a coach. Tell me that you were looking for that, and tell me how you came to come here.
Okay. As a soccer coach, I wanted something specific for my athletes, for my soccer athletes. And I've seen where I've gone to weight rooms where there's 20, 30 kids and maybe one or two persons not necessarily working out with them, but just keeping an eye on them. I've noticed that's very dangerous. And from first-hand experience, I've seen that for myself. And when I came to Powertrain, I realized that the number of athletes, the number of trainers were very ideal. You had 3 athletes to 1 trainer, and that caught my attention quickly because I realized the attention was needed for each athlete. Just like when I'm training soccer, I need to make sure that the individuals are getting the attention. And that was one of the things that really drove me towards Powertrain. Rather than just send them to a gym with a workout program and say, hey, go and do that, or do it by yourself. It just doesn't work that way.
And so say something about what are the options for kids today in high school? So the options are high school gyms and at-home training, basically, and when they go home, they don't do it themselves, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you, and then you tell me.
Well, and
So,
one more thing,
yep.
like a trainer at a local gym that does a group of 20 or 30 kids at a time. And, to me, they're no different than high school weight room or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
You
so-
get those traveling packs with one
Sure.
of the groups.
Okay, so what are the options for kids today that they're not good? And there's 3 of them. Do you know the 3?
Local gyms, high school gyms, and working on their own.
Right. And why those are not a good idea, and then end here, why you come here, okay? So there's not a lot of great options for high school kids today. What are they?
Well, right now, from what I'm seeing, high school kids have 3 options, and they're not very good options either. The local gym, the high school gyms, and doing it on their own. One of the disadvantages with that is that there's no supervision, and they don't have the experience and the knowledge to work on the muscle groups and the muscle parts that is specific to their sport. Coming to Powertrain, you get all those things coming out. You get supervision, you get people who are knowledgeable, who know what they're doing, and they can focus on the muscle groups for that particular sport. And I think that's wonderful.
That was perfect.
And I think if we can say one more thing, I've had people approach me about working with my whole team, doing speed training with my whole team, and they can never help all the kids. There's not enough individual attention, and I don't want to use somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guys will say, oh, let me do speed agility training for all 30 of your kids, like that type of guy.
It's funny because all that stuff's happened to me before.
Every day. I mean,
Yeah.
there's somebody from Carlisle that just sent somebody in Lancaster a letter